presentation will be recorded. Okay, and to get started, my name is Michael. I'm out here in Mountain View, and if you guys don't know where that is, that's in California. And that's close to San Francisco. So, for those of you who don't know, um, yeah, it's the home base of Google. Yeah. So let me get my slide ready. And then please point out, last time we had some technical difficulty, and this time I'll make sure that it doesn't happen. But, if you guys notice anything, please, raise your hand. There's an app on the function called raising your hand. But, type it in the chat or anything like that. So I'm going to start share. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So, loading. Okay. 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 All right, there we go. Okay, so today's topic's on system and duplication. And so for the month of December, we actually have 3 sets of training. We started with the new distributor orientation, and then we went on to a opportunity presentation, or how to run an opportunity presentation. And lastly, we have system and duplication. So I understand that out in Brazil, I met some of you guys, and I know that you guys have a team that's building, that's in momentum right now. So congratulations to you guys. And today I'm just going to share, some of the stuff that I learned over the year. I do a lot of training, and I read a lot of books on network marketing on my own, because Jeunesse is a network marketing company. And a lot of people fail in network marketing because they don't realize that it's a profession. It needs these skills need to be built up. So today I'm going to share some of the stuff that's not really from me. Those are stuff that I learned, I collected, compile, and then hopefully I could add some value to you guys. Okay. So systems and duplication. So today's content, really quickly, we're going to define your business, define Jeunesse business. We're going to talk about how to duplicate, and we're going to talk about creating a system. And lastly, we're going to talk about teamwork and mindset. Okay. So to get started, your Jeunesse business. What is a Jeunesse business? So it's a legacy business. It's a legacy business. You hear that a lot when you go to leadership, our event, lead, which is coming up in January in LA. And hopefully you guys could join us over there. I will be there with my team. And if you guys come, we could meet in person, which will be awesome. So we call it legacy business. We also it's also a big business. I know your team right there, you guys are big on reading. You guys read a lot of Robert Kiyosaki books, and he talks about small business and big business. And so we'll dive into that a little bit more. Jeunesse is also a true opportunity. I can't emphasize that more. A lot of times people, come and tell me, say, like some of my teammates, they ask me, hey, if someone asks me, what do I do? What do I tell them? Right? Someone asks me, what do I do? What do I tell them? Or if they say, if I say, oh, do you want to check this out? And they say, what is it? What do I tell them? And I say, tell them exactly what it is, right? Tell them exactly what it is. I think Jeunesse is one of the best things that's happened to my life, right? One of the best things that ever happened to my life. So I want to share it with people that I know. And so I look at it as a true opportunity. So it's something that if you have a true opportunity, why wouldn't you share with people you care about? Why wouldn't you share with people that are around you, right? And we all want to help people. That's innate in our human nature, right? We might not do it because, trust issue, whatever it is, any experience that you endure through your life. But in nature, we all want to help people. That's just in us. Okay, you can't run away from it. So Jeunesse business is not for amateur, it's for professionals. Eric Worre, right, the author of GoPro, he runs one of the biggest generic network marketing training, right? So why do I say that? It's not for amateurs, it's for professional. Now, Jeunesse offers products, cutting edge, anti-aging, cellular repair products. right? So when we have a product, we could definitely have consumers and we could also have distributors, right? And as distributors, we owned our Jeunesse business, okay? Now, you could be a Jeunesse customer, whether you're a retail customer or wholesale customer, right? But if you're a distributor, you're actively building the business, there's no way for you to do so being an amateur, okay? You have to be a professional. You have to be a professional. And we'll dive into what being professional is all about, okay? And we're also, what we're actually doing in network marketing is we're searching for those who get it now and who wants it now. Okay. So a lot of time people tell you no, right? People tell you no. And then, the way to really look at it is not now, right? Not now. And I tell you, like, it happens more often than not. Like, don't be surprised. Not just in network marketing. Like, I walk around. I went to the mall yesterday, and these people were serving samples, and then when people walk by, they took out, like some sample and say, want some sample? And then the people pass by, they first give them a look kind of like in shock, right? And say, oh, okay, what is it, right? People are used to saying no. And that has a lot to do with how our media, advertisement, and marketing has changed over the year, right? There's a great book called Purple Cow. It's by Seth Godin, and he's a great guru on marketing. And he says that, over the years, because of the improvement of our technology, we see ads everywhere. And, we basically channel our primal brain, which is used to, kind of rejecting 99% of the sensors around us, right? And the advertisement, we're used to saying no to sales. We're used to saying no to just people telling us to buy stuff, people telling us to check stuff out. We're used to saying no. And then that's why people want to reply with, tell me more about it. Let me know what it is first, right? Okay, I'll do my own research. And, it's part of the profession, right? So we want to search for those who get it now. Because if we're looking for people who are looking for what we have to offer, right, it will be so much easier, right? And lastly, I like to look at it as a mean for you to achieve your dream. So I communicate with the community of network marketers. And recently I heard this news where this lady, she lost a family member, and she couldn't get the news at first. She didn't get it right away because she was running her business, and she felt really sad about it, and she was having doubt about running this business. And so she said she enjoyed, prospecting. She enjoyed inviting, doing presentation, doing all that. And she said, like, oh, maybe I am a workaholic and I'm just denying my family and all that. And I say, you know, you should really think about why you got started in the first place. Because I think the vision is about, the vision, like when you make the money, when you have the success, what are you using it for? What are you using the money for, right? Your why. We talk about that during NDO. So your Jeunesse business is a mean for you to achieve your dream. Okay, so that's something that I like to think about the business in terms of that. So these are kind of like some of my basic definition for what your Jeunesse business is. Okay, I got someone raising their hand. Um, is my voice okay? Like, can everyone hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, and the slides looking okay? Right proportion? Kai, thank you. All right, you're gonna be my eyes and ears today, okay? All right, thank you. Okay. All right, now we're gonna get started to the bulk, right? So I don't have much time with you guys. I really appreciate, I want to go back to some of you guys just come on a little later. So my name is Michael. I'm out here in California, and I really, really cherish this opportunity to be able to share with you guys today. I thank Lee Ja. I thank, just Josephine to give me this opportunity to be able to connect with my Brazilian Jeunesse family. And today's the last meeting in December. And so I just want to talk about team building because, I want everyone's business to go to a new height. So the content of it is duplication and system building. And I think it's one of the most important thing because it's really, really big, but it's really, really small, meaning that it's all about, all starts with you. So I like to always tell people, I say, like, the only thing that you should worry about is the stuff that you can control, and the stuff that you can really control is yourself. Okay. So we ourselves could start, we are the business, right? And we ourselves could start to build the system, and we ourselves could start this duplication process. Okay. So duplication and system building. What is duplication? So it doesn't matter in our business, in the Jeunesse business, it doesn't matter what works. Okay. It matters what duplicates. What do I mean by that? So I might be able to get anybody into my business, right? By spending a lot of time talking to them over and over again, answering all their objections, right? And then, so, I might spend like 2 hours, 3 hours, 10 meetings, I get them in, right? But guess what, right? They're going to come in and they're going to be like, wow, that was a lot of work, right? Man, that was 3 hours. Like, he spent 3 hours talking to me and everything made sense, but I won't be able to do the same thing. So simple duplicates, right? Simple duplicates. So revisiting Robert Kiyosaki's distinction between big business and small business. So he talks about small business being, those business where the boss has to be the accountant, the marketer, the advertisement person, the salesperson, and just, every role within the business, right? So in my previous job, I actually I do some consulting, marketing consulting. So I consulted for this cafe, right? This pretty hip cafe, and they want to build their brand. And the boss actually spends a lot of time. The boss, owns 7 different stores, but the boss spends a lot of time within the store making tea for customers. And that's the difference between small business and big business. It's not about how much money, right? Big business are run by systems. Okay. So if you could take yourself out, right, and the business will still run, that's the definition of a big business. So, introducing a system is very, very important. So what is the Jeunesse system? What is the Jeunesse system? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So the Jeunesse system starts with training. Okay. So as soon as you got into the business, right, and your sponsor is probably tells you, here's some videos, right? Come to our Zoom presentation and do that, right? And guess what? Everyone started the same way. Like, all the diamonds you see, they started the same way. Okay. So copy what the great do. Copy what the great do. When you're reading, the whole reason that you're reading is because you are borrowing someone else's experience, right? That's what Warren Buffett said, right? So you could learn through your experience, but you can also learn through other people's experience. And when you learn through other people's experience, right, why don't you learn the people who succeeded, right? Because ultimately that's what we're trying to do. So copy what the greats do, right? Get trained, right? All greats have coaches, right? Tiger Wood have coach, right? Michael Jordan have coach, right? And I'm pretty sure every single successful CEO, they all have advisory boards, right? They all have mentor. They all have people they call, right? I haven't heard of any successful people they don't have coaches. So everyone have coaches. So your sponsor who brings you to the business, or anybody that you associate with within the business. I mean, we are one team, right? So you feel free to ask anybody if you have any questions, about the business, right? Rather than figuring out on your own or doing your own Google research. We all know how Google is, right? Like, Google, you type in anything, right? Everyone agreed Tony Robbins is a great coach, right? And guess what? Every time I type in Tony Robbins in Google, people put Tony Robbins, legit or scam, question mark. And, so the world's going to be what it is. Like, there are going to be more people who don't know, right, versus people who know. So talk to people who know. Go to all trainings, watch videos, go to training, make that part of your business. All right, make that part of your business. When you set time for your business, you got to set time for training also. And I'm talking about training every single day. So when I'm driving my car, I drive a lot, going to client, like, prospect meeting, right? Go out to meet the prospect. Every single car trip, I make sure I turn my car into a classroom. All right, because I spend so much time on the road in the Bay Area. I don't know about Brazil, but out in the Bay Area, the traffic is nightmarish. All right, so if I don't read on my car, then I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. So I use audiobooks all the time. All right, you get paid based on your skills. You get paid based on your skills, and that's a very, very interesting concept, right? So a lot of people said, well, they're lucky, right? They're in a better position, they came in a little earlier, right? They happen to know a lot of people right from the start. No, you get paid based on your skills. So the more you develop yourself, right, the more likely that you're gonna do really, really well in this business, right? And Jim Rohn, the great Jim Rohn, the great business philosopher, said, don't wish things were easier, wish that you were better, all right? There's a lot of merit in that quote. J system. So now we're talking about the system, right? Plugging into the system. So we built our business from event to event. We built our business from event to event. What are event? Today, the Zoom meeting is an event. Okay, event doesn't have to be physical, right? There's a lead event in LA in January, right? That's an event. That's a big major company event. Okay, and then there's a smaller event, right? Local home parties, right? Parties that you host at home demonstrating the products, right? A Zoom webinar, right? A Zoom webinar. I know out in Canada, they actually go to a coffee shop regularly, and they actually do like a live show that's also a radio show that you could probably stream online. So if you guys know Josephine, and see if there's any access to that, so Lee Jia could probably find out about that. So I just watched like snippets of it yesterday before I head out to a client meeting, and I thought it was really, really awesome. So they were live streaming that. And nowadays, like, I think one of the cool technology for us all to explore, right, is Facebook Lives, right? So if you guys are not doing Facebook Lives, you guys could start checking out other people running Facebook Lives. I like to do research all the time online, so I watch a lot of people from different network marketing companies and see how they run their business, and they do a lot of Facebook Lives. So I'll start to do a little bit more of that, and hopefully we connect on Facebook, and we could probably have a session on Facebook Live where we could share our opportunity with more people. M to the power of 5. I learned that today. That's from Samson Lee, right? He's a diamond, right? More meetings means more money. More meetings means more money, right? So plugging into the system. So use meetings, right? So do invite people to have meeting with you yourself, right? Where you can introduce the business, or invite people to get on a 3-way call with your sponsor, right? Or leader in your team. Okay. So more meetings means more money, right? That's our job. Right? During the NDO, we talk about your business plan. Your business plan is your prospect list. All right? So work that business plan. Stay in positive environment. So what I mean by that, so we know network marketing is tough, right? We're in the business to get no's. That's our goal, right? Like, so I tell my team, I said every week, rather than saying like, oh, find me 2 prospects, I said, hey, you know what? Go for 5 no's. Go for 10 no's. Like, have 10 people say no to you, right? Hey, do you want to check out this business, right? Or you don't? Okay, cool. Moving on. 1 no, right? I get text messages every day, right? Someone tells me and say, hey, I got 2 no's today, right? I was like, cool, you got 8 more to go. So, something very fun that you could do with your team, but then it's a numbers game. I mean, sometimes you hear that it's not a numbers game, right? It's about how well you connect with people. But sometimes people are just not in the position to accept new opportunities. So go for no's, all right? So stay in positive environment. What I mean by that. So it's hard, but then when we go for no's, you can always share these experiences with your team. Your team is there to cheer you up. Your team, right? Wherever they are. I mean, they might be all over the world. Like, I'm nowhere close to my team. Okay, I'm nowhere close by to any of them, but we get on Zoom meeting every single week to kind of talk about our progress every week, and we have a lot of laugh about it, right? We talk about like the worst scenario that we've seen throughout the week, and we just laugh it off, right? We know it's tough, right? Building a business is not meant to be easy, especially building a big business. So find your positive environment, right? Watch motivational video, read your favorite book, spend time with your family, because that's what your business is all about, right? What's the success in this business all about? It's about your vision, about what you want to provide for the people you love. Okay. Use the tool, a little bit technical, right? Let's use the tool, no explaining, leverage the tool and event and leaders to talk for you, right? So when you go out and say, hey, do you want to check out this opportunity? And they say, cool, what is it? Can you tell me right now? Right? And the right answer is like, okay, cool, let's sit down and then let's spend an hour for me to explain everything to you, right? No, that's not the right answer, right? The right answer is, hey, there's a video, right? Why don't you watch that and then I'll follow up with the call real quick, right? So there are two things, right? One is your prospect usually don't look at you as an expert. Even if they think you're an expert, they think there's another expert behind you, right? And they want to be connected to that expert. So why don't you give it to them, right? So you say, hey, let's start off with the video, right? There's a little posturing there, which we'll talk about at the end, right? Second thing is the training starts now. The training starts now. I talked about it. Talk about that at NDO. So to duplicate the process, you need to keep it simple, right? So why don't we send them a video? Because everyone could send videos, but hopefully everyone could send videos. Like, I don't assume anymore. My mom sometimes, like in the beginning, she had a hard time sending videos. Now she's good. So it's easy enough for my mom to learn. It should be easy enough for most people to learn. Okay. So, and then, have leaders talk to you, say, hey, I know someone, my mentor in the business, he or she really cares about helping people. And if you're someone who's eager and very, very, enthusiastic and want some change in your life, he or she is someone that you should definitely talk to, right? And he or she happened to have time this weekend, right? So why don't you make some time and let's get together on the three-way phone call, right? I think it'll be worth your while. Okay. So leverage events too, right? There's a Zoom webinar. There's a Zoom webinar. Well, if someone's running a webinar, that term itself sounds really professional. A lot of people will be like, cool, I'll check it out. And then, so learn to do the business opportunity presentations. I know you guys have a big team and, so I know that you guys already utilize the tool, right? And then, so work together with, we have teammates in 146 different countries, probably even more, right? So, definitely we could run one in any single language we possibly need. All right, so vital skills for success in Jeunesse business. We talk about earlier, we talked about leveraging the tool. We talk about building from event to event. The most important skill in all that, right, is edification, right? So what is edification? So I copied this chart from Samson Lee. So, for this training, a lot of it actually came from him, and I just made some modification, not much. Okay, this is a chart that's used. We also call it ABC. Maybe that's how you guys learn it, right? So really quickly, we have you, we have the prospect, we have the expert, right? And who's the expert? Expert is anybody but you. Okay, expert is anybody but you. So you have a prospect, right, who trusts you. Okay, now whether they trust you or not, right? That's where personal development comes in, right? If you're not someone who your prospect trusts, it would be hard for you to run this business, right? But I'm pretty sure someone in your life trusts you, okay? You're actively making a change for yourself. That in itself inspires a lot of people. So sharing your story allows people to trust you, right? Telling people about the product, about the business, about how good something is doesn't really build trust. Talking about yourself and how you feel about it will build trust. Okay. So learn to share your story, learn to tell people why you joined this business. All right. And once you have the trust, you edify the expert, right? This webinar is something that you definitely need to check out. Okay. So whether you do the business or not is completely your decision, but you should really check out this opportunity. Okay. This webinar. um, uh, my mentor is here in town, okay, for one day, and he has 1 hour opening, and he's really glad. I mean, he would be very happy to share his experiences and his knowledge with us. And you should definitely find some time to come out and then have a brief chat with her and ask her any question that you have. Okay. And then, so when you edify the right way, what the prospect's going to have is going to be at the bottom of the respect. Okay. If they have the respect for the expert, right, then with trust and respect, we'll have sales. Okay. So network marketing is sales through word of mouth marketing, right? And we have a system. right? We don't just go out and share what we do, because sometimes that doesn't work 100%. So now we have a system. Edify, right? Learn to edify. So once again, right, your prospect trusts you, and you want to edify so the prospect will respect the expert, right? And with trust and respect, we'll have sales. All right. So I briefly talked about the system. In all honesty, even the diamonds. So I met, I met George Antar, right? Donna Antar's husband, who's also a double diamond in Jeunesse. And I was sitting there having lunch with him, and the entire time he was on the phone. I mean, he wasn't talking on the phone, but he was texting the entire time. And then I was really wondering what he was doing. So I asked him, and he says, "Oh, I'm talking to these people that didn't show up to the meeting that I invited them to." And I said, "Wow, okay." And he says, "Yeah, even for someone like me, I'll do 30 invite and I'll get 8." And I said, "Wow, you're a double diamond. Uh, you know, you're you're making millions, and what they're doing is some of the most basic things that you and I do in the business, right?" And it was just invite. So invite is one of the key skills, right? It's the most basic skill, but it's one of the key skills, right? Learning to edify and invite. So, even if you have tremendous success, right, we still use the basic, because simple duplicates, right? Simple duplicates. So trust the system, no need to reinvent the wheel. All right. I am the biggest culprit for reinventing the wheel. Like when I first joined this business, right? I've always been a very arrogant guy, right? Which you know what? The more I'm in this business, the more I learn, the more humble I am. But when I first come in, I felt like, hey, I have a better way to do this, right? I'm gonna build up this website. I'm gonna create this funnel. I'm gonna instead of talking to people, like basic invite, just telling them about the business. I'm gonna kind of dig around, play all these mind games, or read all these like Dale Carnegie stuff, right? And then like convince them, completely persuade them to do this 100%. But you know what? The simple like a lot of times people are not open, right? So it doesn't matter what you do. Like once they find out, they're like, oh, it's one of those, right? No, I'm not doing it. So trust the system. No need to reinvent the wheel. Do it the right way. Okay. Very, very important. Be a master at invitation and promoting events. So we talk about invitation. Promoting event is very, very important. Like you'll hear diamonds say this all the time, right? They say like those people who eventually become diamond are the ones who come to an event every single time. Like you see them at the event, like they say they could tell who's gonna be successful in this business by how often they see them at events, right? So once again, I'm going to share the story. Like Oscar, we were at Orlando, and Oscar, who's a Ruby, youngest Ruby in Canada, right? At age 21, he became a Ruby. So he said that um, he and his mom and Kathleen and a bunch of people went on this cruise, right? Jeunesse cruise, and his mom, and Kathleen Lee are the only people who are still in this business, who still come to this event, after a really long time. And all those other people, like, they're doing something else now. They're not in the business. In Jeunesse, we don't fail. We either succeed or we quit, right? We either succeed or we quit. So, coming to events is a very unique experience. I can't really explain it to you guys. And I know some of you guys might have attended an event. I know Brazil had a super awesome event that was super inspiring. So you guys, whoever's attended, you guys know how it feels like. And there's no other experience, no webinar, no talking to upline, doesn't matter who it is, that could replace the event. Okay. So promote the events. Okay. And then try your best to go to an event. The best way for you to promote events is go to an event. Okay. Be a master of your time. Prioritize IPA. I like to use that term a lot, especially for myself. Income producing activities. And I know Lead Job makes everyone read GoPro, right? So it's really, really awesome. So GoPro talks about 7 steps to build your network marketing business. And those are the 7 steps that are income producing. Anything else could supplement your business, but you have to spend time on the IPAs. Okay. And especially spend time doing an invite. Okay. Invite is really, really important. Help all teammates, but focus on those who want it. Now I'm talking about higher level. So if you have a team, you start to have a team of your own. Then, as the team size grew, and then everyone is going to want your time, right? They want your help, right? So we want to help all teammates, but we all know that we have some teammates who feel insecure and they're asking questions that they already know, right? Just for whatever reason, right? They want some special help or whatever it is. So if you notice any of that, right, you want to let them know. Say, hey, come to the Zoom meeting. That's a great question, right? I'm hosting a webinar. I'm going to talk about that exact same question. I'm going to answer that during the webinar. So show up to the webinar. You have people that wants your time that doesn't show up for events, right? And we talk about duplication. If they don't show up for an event, guess what's going to happen? The people that they invite, the people that they work with are not going to come to an event, right? They say, go check out the webinar. They don't even show up themselves. How are people going to do it, right? So there's no duplication there, right? So help all teammates, but focus on those who want it. Now, there are some people that really, really want it. So my upline, Linda, right, who brought me in, and she's from a small town of 30,000 people, and she hit Sapphire, recently. She went on stage in Orlando. And so Josephine was talking about Linda, right? So I was asking her, how did she do it? And Josephine said, Linda said, I felt bad. I was texting Josephine all the way till like midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning, asking her all these questions, right? And Josephine said, no, 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 no. I know you really want it. And that's why I wanted to help you out, right? I want to help you out no matter what, because you really want it, right? You want it now. So I'm going to help you. So there are going to be people like that on your team, right? And those people deserve more time from you, right? Those people deserve more time from you. So focus on those who want it now, all right? Okay. Lean on your team, right? We all heard this before. One team, one family, one jeunesse. Okay. Having a vision and purpose could push people away. So if you guys haven't felt that yet, then you guys haven't really worked your business yet. So when I knew that I was really running my business was when I realized that, my friends were saying like, hey, I never see you at these parties anymore. And I said, what party? Right? And then they say, oh, okay. I was never invited to any of these parties. And guess what? Because all I could talk about was Jeunesse, right? All I could talk about was, hey, you always talk about struggles in your life, and then why don't we make some changes? And they say, oh man, I just want to complain. No, they didn't say that. But a lot of people have that mindset. They just want to victimize themselves. They say, oh, I'm actually fine the way I am. The world is just wrong, right? It's just not fair. So having a vision and purpose, right? We are all working towards something. We're all trying to make changes to improve ourselves, right? To build a legacy business, right? And having that kind of vision and having that kind of purpose, right? It could cause insecurity in a lot of people, right? So I don't know, like, I mean, some people have that kind of mindset. They just don't like to see people win, right? I don't know. Maybe in Brazil is all about soccer, but out here I'm a big basketball fan, and I could tell you that every single best team, the number one team in the NBA, right, are usually the most hated team, right? During the finals, which is the championship game, a lot of times like they'll make a poll on saying who do America want to win, right? And the best team is never the one that everyone wants to win. So I mean, there's a weird mindset. There's a scarcity mindset in most people. So scarcity mindset is basically saying that if someone has success, right, then someone must be failing, right? The zero sum game. Okay, zero sum gain. It's an economic term. It just means that success in this life is limited, right? And this world is limited. And some people are successful. That means some people are failing, right? So there are people that always want to, they don't want to see you succeed. Okay. If you guys read GoPro, there's a quote that I like from there. You must accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. Okay. So a lot of times, like, people who are not open-minded, people who have bad experience in network marketing will say, you're doing that? Oh man, you're doing that. Be careful. Be careful. Right. And they feel like they feel like they're better than you. Right. And you're going to get that a lot. All right. But remember your vision. Remember what you're doing it for. Okay. Because nothing is more important than that. Nothing is more important than your vision. Not everyone's going to understand your vision. Okay. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, by, Jim Rohn again. That goes back to the positive environment, right? Our family is our team. Like, you know what? I like some of my best friends, right, are some of the first people that I talked to in this business, but I didn't have the right skill set, right? I didn't have the right skill set, and I wasn't able to, and I didn't build myself up enough that I wasn't able to attract them to see what I see. Okay. And some of them don't talk to me anymore. And guess what? That's when I realized, I said, wow, they were my best friend. And as soon as they know that I'm doing network marketing, right, they no longer become my best friend. So basically, my job title, right, my job title decided our friendship. So those are not true friends, right? And guess what? This is the time when you go out and share this opportunity with people, right? It's also a test for you to see who really cares for you, right? Some people might not see the opportunity. They say, hey, I respect whatever you're doing. It's not for me, but I support you all the way. And I have friends like that, right? And I know they're great friends. And I'm going to continue to share this opportunity with them because I really care about it. Really care about them. Okay. So know that you have family in 146 different countries. All right. Building the same dream, right? Everyone's going for the same thing. Jeunesse is about helping people look and feel younger, right? Unleash like human potential. And there's Jeunesse Kid, right? There's Jeunesse Kid. I got it at the event. The company is founded because the founder wanted to feed children around the world, right? What noble dream, that is, right? And a lot of us who went to Orlando, we saw it firsthand. We saw the love by the diamond. We saw the founders basically leading these kids that we're helping to build a school for. And we felt the love. It was really authentic. And, we're all building for the same dream. We're all doing this to want to help people. We want to make this world a better place. We want to provide our loved one a better life, right? So know that there are hundreds of thousands of people around the world wanting the same thing, okay? And you're not alone. So mindset and posture, this is one of my last, part of the presentation. And I actually follow this guy named Ray Higdon, okay? Ray Higdon. So he is a very unique trainer, I say. He spends a lot of time talking about internet marketing. So he trains network marketer and people from other business alike. And he talks a lot about internet marketing. So, but then he also talks about a lot about posture. He actually, built a huge successful network marketing business. And he talks about posture a lot. This business is not for everyone, right? This product might be for everyone. This business is not. Okay. So keep that in mind, right? You can only help people help themselves. You can only help people help themselves. I always like to do this. I always like to give people this vision, right? I said sometimes people tell you no, right? No matter how great the opportunity is, they'll tell you no, right? And it's like if they're stuck somewhere, right? And they need your help to pull them out from whatever hole they're in, right? You extend your hand out, right? And then if they refuse to take your hand, there's not much you can do, right? You can only extend your hand out so far, all right? So you can only help people help themselves. Respect yourself, respect your business, and respect your time, especially your time, your business. So, when you talk to people, right? Some people like to make fun of network marketing, right? I know a lot of people like that. They like to make fun of network marketing. And guess what? Right? If your friend is an accountant, right? If your friend is an accountant and someone say, "Oh, you're an accountant? You count beans? Like you do, like this is what you do?" I'm pretty sure they're going to be offended, right? So that's not it. Let it be okay for people to kind of be around us and make fun of the business in front of us, because that just shows that we don't care enough about our business, right? Say it's okay for you to have your opinion, right? But this is my business, right? And guess what? Like I have a vision for my business, right? What is your vision about the stuff that you do, about your work that you do, right? Or are you building someone else's vision? Right? Because I'm building my own, right? So have some posture, respect your own business, respect your time. Okay. What I mean by that. So there are going to be some people that, you know, you're going to try to talk to and you want them to be in your business and you want to spend more time with them, but no matter what you say, they're just going to say no, right? Then what you got to say is, hey, you don't see it, right? You know what? I won't give up on you, but when you're ready, let me know. And you move on to the next one. You got to respect your time. Time is more important than money, right? When you lose money, you can win it back. When you lose time, it's gone. Okay, it's not coming back. All right. The universe award those who deserve it, not those who need it. All right. So build your skill set. All right. Build up your skill set. Make sure that you're constantly improving yourself. Right. Each day that you're not improving, just know that you're falling behind. Why? Because like I see so many of you guys on Zoom today, right? And I know all of you guys want to improve. Right. So one day that I'm not reading, one day I'm not training myself, I know all of you guys are gonna be moving forward. Right. So staying at the same place, right, is falling behind. That's the way I see it, right? I'm pretty sure, like, you know, all of you guys see it the same way, and that's why you guys are here, right? And the universe don't just, you know, like, there are people that just say, like, they ask for raise. So I help some young professional around the Bay Area, and then some of them say, I'm asking my boss for a raise. And I said, what's your strategy? What are you gonna say? And then the person said, well, you know, I'm gonna tell them that I have 2 kids and then they're growing up and they want iPhones, they want all these stuff, they need it for school. I said, like, no, you got to talk about what kind of value you add to the company, right? How is it fair for the boss that because you need it, they're going to give it to you? Doesn't make any sense, right? So, you know, the universe or whoever it is award those who deserve, not those who need it. All right. Fear of success can be worse than fear of failure. So we're all afraid to fail, right? We're all afraid to fail. But then when we're making progress, sometimes we're afraid of success. All right. It's a very, very weird concept that I learned recently. But, you know, sometimes people are used to staying in a rut and then they don't really know how it's like. They can't imagine the life of having success, right? And they are unsure, right? They get anxiety. So the anxiety a lot of time leads to 2 different kind of emotion, right? Leads to excitement or lead to fear. So most people, if they don't develop themselves enough, they feel fear of success. Okay, it's a very weird concept, right? And I know it's all foreign to you guys, which is great. All right. So last, I'm going to talk about 3 thing that I think will be key to your Jeunesse success. Empathy, right? Which is caring for other people, seeing from other people's perspective, right? Seeing from other people's perspective. You can't really tell someone's pain, right? If you don't really think from their perspective, right? So I am, you know, I'm 29, right? I'm single, right? I'm a male, right? And it sometimes if I just go out and talk to people thinking about my own issue, right? Talk to someone who's a little bit older, who might be a female, who you know, just is a completely different situation than I am, then I won't have a lot of rapport. I won't have a lot of, you know, connection with this person when I'm talking to them. And I'm not gonna sound very authentic to them, right? But I gotta really think about it from their perspective, right? What do they need right now, right? What are they looking for? And sometimes you're not, you know, it'll be hard for you to find out, but guess what? Ask, right? So the best network marketers, when we prospect, we ask questions, right? We ask questions, right? How are you doing, right? How is your job working out, right? You know, I see you doing all these work. Like I see on Facebook that, you know, you don't go out much, right? Is it because you don't want to, right? Or is it because that, you know, there's some other stuff that's preventing you from doing stuff you love, right? You used to go out and you know, we used to go out hiking with us all the time. Like, what happened? We haven't seen you in a while. Oh, something happened, right? And then really genuinely care, ask questions, find out the needs, have empathy, respect other people, right? So I know I don't like it when people disrespect network marketing. They tell me that, oh, that's a pyramid. I said, you know, I don't like it, right? But rather than saying that your job is a pyramid, which I think is equally as disrespectful, right? I respect everyone's job. Okay. So network marketers sometimes, especially when we have some success, we tend to put ourselves in a higher ground, right? So we got to be careful that we don't have that. We want to make sure we respect everybody. And lastly is gratitude. So, Oscar, I mentioned him again. He's been one of the person that I'm most grateful to in the last half year or so. And he's helped me through a lot of stuff, taught me a lot of different things. And one of the most valuable thing he told me every single day, he wakes up and the first thing he does is he thinks about things that he should be grateful for, right? And then he starts with the very basic, right? He says, I live a great life. My parents are around, happy and healthy, right? And then he starts to list out all the different kinds of stuff. And he may go as far as people who, give him negative energy, right? Who challenge him and stuff like that. And and I I just thought like that was one of the coolest things. So over here, I'm gonna kind of digress and talk to you guys a little bit about my story. So, I grew up in a little town I grew up in a little town where my sponsor Linda lives. So it's a little town in Northern California. It's 30,000 people, very not city like. Okay, so I moved to the Bay Area for about 5 years, and within this 5 years, a lot of stuff has happened to me. Okay. Within this 5 years, I was robbed. Okay. Two people broke into my house and robbed me. Like, took all my belonging, grabbed me by the neck and just, threatened to hurt me if I didn't give them all the stuff. Right. And then after that, I wanted to start my own business in tech, and I got scammed. Right? I got scammed. I trusted people too easily, and I felt like everyone was great, was awesome, and they took my money, all my savings. Right? I got a job that I really respected the boss. Right? And within 1 month, I was in a really really bad car accident, and the boss basically held that against me. Right? Someone who I trusted. Right? But then, you know, a lot of stuff happened to me over the last few years, right? Or when my coworker and my boss found out that I was in network marketing, right? Rather than being able to do it part time, I was fired from my job. I was fired from my job for this business. And this is one of the first time I'm sharing all this experience with people like publicly, right? Because over the years, I felt like I was a victim, right? Over the year, I ask the universe, I say, why me, right? Why do you do this to me, right? And it's just like, I think about it and sometimes, and I just say, it's really tough, right? I don't see this happening to other people and they don't work as hard as me, right? Why does it happen to me? But recently, since I learned gratitude, every day if I could do it all over again, like I wouldn't wish that those things don't happen to me. And the reason for that is because I look at it this way. I say, I'm the only person, or I don't wish that upon other people, right? But this is very uncommon, and I'm the only person who could experience these growth that I learned from the experience. Okay. And I know everyone has struggles, right? Everyone has your own story, right? Everyone has challenges that you face in your life, but then there's also a lot of stuff that you have to look at it. It's unique in your life. Okay. Only you have this story. Your story is unique, right? And your growth path, your path to personal development is unique. Okay. So I encourage all of you guys to really spend some time to write down your own story, right? I think that will really help you out, and think about the people that you're grateful for every single day, because that's what's going to keep you positive and strong. Okay. And as usual, I'm going to end my presentation with a quote. Okay. So make your vision so clear, your fear become irrelevant. All right. If you guys know who is it by, please let me know. But I actually don't remember who the quote is by anymore. But make your vision so clear, your fear becomes irrelevant. Okay. So that's all I have for today. And I'm going to turn on, I really appreciate you guys. This is going to be the last presentation for on Zoom for the year 2017. And I wish all of your business will go to a completely new height. All right. It's not about hitting diamond. All right. I know all of you guys are going to hit diamond, but I wish that you guys don't stop there. Right. And then set your goals in terms of how many people you help, right? Set your goals in terms of how many people you help, and you know, dream big, dream big. Okay. So I'm gonna unmute Li Jia really quickly, and I really want to personally thank her. I have never met you in person, but I really appreciate when Josephine told me that, hey, would you be like Li Jia will like to collaborate with the team, the U.S. team, and run Zoom presentation online together. And I was really excited, and I say, wow, I got a chance to meet people from different parts of the world. Like, I'm not gonna miss it for the world, right? So I really thank you, and I want you to share some few words with everybody. Maybe you could introduce your team, let us know how you guys are doing, and then we could, hey, in the future, maybe some of my teammates go to Brazil, we know who to look for, right? Okay.
Okay, of course. Thank you very much, Michael. I want to talk some point that you say on your training about edify your, I think in my opinion, it's maybe your upline and your downlines.
Mm-hmm.
They're all your, co-workers, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a training that I saw from Kim Hui, that she said that she asked her mommy to use Jeunesse products, but her mommy doesn't want to use, and she was the best of the best in Jeunesse.
Yeah.
But her mother doesn't want to take the products, and then but she edified. I think it was Tina Hu,
Yeah.
and Tina Hu told her mother to, oh, you should eat this because it's good for her health. And then Tina, because of Tina, her mom said, wow, Kim, why don't you introduce this product to me? This product is so good. And you didn't say anything about that, something like that. And she was something like, wow, I asked you to eat, but you didn't eat it. So something like that. So I think it's very nice that you say about the edifies your up or your downline, because sometime when you edify, you're not the person that can change the mind of the person. So when you edify somebody, the person will listen to the other one, and then she can accept. So it's very nice from your training. The other thing that you say on the training is about the reinvent the wheel. I don't know. In Brazil, we always ask to read the book GoPro. I think that you know it.
Yeah.
And another book is Thriller Black. And Thriller Black it's both of the books. It's something like, people read these books. There are the step that you should go. You should go. You will give all the steps that you should do to achieve the success. So in my opinion, I think that I agree 100% with you. Don't invent the wheel. Just follow the step these books tell you to do. And then another thing that you say that's help all your teammates. Here in our training, we always say that you should spend 80% of your time to 20% of your team, because the 80% of your team, that they are the one that will give the productivity. So that's why we should. So I think that help of your team, but you should, but you have to focus with the who that really want to do it, not to everybody. So this is another point. And another point that you say that I like is about the business not for everyone. So why? The Jeunesse business is not for everyone, because we all know that just 3% of the people in the world it's success. It's really rich, and so I think that the people that persist will be successful too. So don't give up. You will be the 3% in Jeunesse. And the last thing is about gratitude, because I'm very grateful that you are Josephine and Kathleen are help all our team here, especially you that is giving us the training 3 times already. and hope that we can keep on having your training, So we are very grateful that you are giving, giving us training. And of course, if you have everyone in Brazil that you need any help from us, we'll be very, very happy to help.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you. And all right. Yeah, let's do this some more. And I think for 2017, that's probably the last meeting, and hope everyone has a great Christmas, right? And then let's continue this collaboration in 2018. Maybe we could learn some Portuguese from you guys.
Okay.
How do I say goodbye in Portuguese?
Ciao.
Ciao. All right, ciao.
Adeus. But it's not ciao. It's kind of, adeus is kind of, you'll never see the person again. It's kind of,
Oh, really?
you better use the
Oh,
ciao.
we want to see people again. All right.
Yeah,
So see
so
you guys.
just use ciao.
All right, ciao.
Okay. Thank you very much, Michael.
All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.